بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending the salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, and upon his family and his companions, and upon all those who follow upon his guidance into the establishment of the last day. To proceed, يا إخوان, فنقدم لكم إن شاء الله تعالى شرحا لفضيلة الشيخ الإمام الشيخ صالح بن عبد العزيز آل الشيخ حفظه الله تعالى شرحا على متن الإمام النووي 40 النووية, وهذا الدرس الأول. So it pleases us to present to you إن شاء الله تعالى the explanation of our noble Imam Shaik Saalih ibn Abdul Aziz Al Shaykh. May Allah preserve him as he explains the mitten, the text of the great Imam An-Nawawi rahimahullah. May Allah have mercy upon him. His 40 ahadith. And this is class number 1.
لمعالي الشيخ صالح ابن عبد العزيز آل الشيخ.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله حق حمده، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له تعظيما لمجده، وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين.
So the Imam Shaik Saalih Ali Shaykh, may Allah preserve him, he begins by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a manner that he is deserving to be praised. He says, and I bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah, who is alone without having any partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Tayyib, ta'zeeman li majdih, glorifying his praise. And I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah is his servant and his messenger. May the peace and salutations of Allah be upon him and upon his family. Tasliman kathira ila yawmiddin. Praise and salutations in abundance into the establishment of the last day.
أما بعد، فأسأل الله الكريم بأسمائه الحسنى وصفاته العلى أن يجعلني وإياكم ممن يتحرك لله ويعمل لله ويطلب العلم لله ويتكلم ويعمل لله جل جلاله، فإنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لامرئ ما نوى.
He continues by saying, and I ask Allah, the noble, Allah al-Kareem, the most noble, by his great and honorable names and his lofty and distinguished attributes, that he makes us and you from amongst those who they move, they do actions, and they speak, and they seek knowledge for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For verily has been established from the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, his statement, surely all actions are based upon intentions, and every individual will have what he intends. Translator's note, Hadith narrated by Umar, collected by Bukhari and Muslim.
وما من شك أن طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم، كما ثبت ذلك عن المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم.
He says, and there's no doubt about it, that seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim, just as it has been established from the chosen one, Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam.
وطلب العلم له أصوله وله رتبه، فمن فاته طلب العلم على رتبه وأصوله فإنه يحرم الوصول.
He says, Hafidullah Ta'ala, and seeking knowledge, it has usul, it has foundations, and it has principles. Walahu rutuba, and it has those things, those fundamental affairs that are connected to it. So whoever seeking knowledge upon the foundations and the matter, those principles, passes this person. He misses out on seeking knowledge from the usul, from the rutbah, from the foundations, from those principles, then he is deprived of al-wusul. He will not reach the destination, his goal.
وهذه مسألة كثيرا ما نكررها رغبة في أن تقر في قلوب طلبة العلم ومحبي العلم، ألا وهي أن يطلب العلم شيئا فشيئا على مر الأيام والليالي.
He says, and there's something that is a must, and we have said it repetitively, and we have said it, and we have said it, so that it can be grounded and deeply rooted in the hearts of the seekers of knowledge, and grounded and firmly rooted in the hearts of muhibbil ilmi, those who love knowledge. And what is it? This point, this principle, it is that knowledge is sought shay'an for shay'an. Shay'an for shay'an. Knowledge is sought step by step, point by point. Ala mar al-ayami wa layali. Shay'an for shay'an, by the passing of days and nights. Translators note, meaning knowledge is not sought all of a sudden at one time. No, shay'an for shay'an, ala marr al-ayami wa layali, upon the passing of days and the passing of nights. You seek knowledge day by day, night by night.
كما قال ذلك ابن شهاب الزهري الإمام المعروف إذ قال: من رام العلم جملة ذهب عنه جملة.
He says, just as it has been mentioned by the great Imam Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, rahimahullah ta'ala, that he used to say, من رام العلم جملة ذهب عنه جملة, that whoever desires and craves and seeks knowledge jumlatan, all together, he wants to learn all of the knowledge in one go, in one setting, in one session, ذهب عنه جملة, then this knowledge is going to leave him altogether.
وإنما يطلب العلم على مر الأيام والليالي.
But rather, knowledge is sought by the passing of days and the passing of nights.
وهذا كما تدرس صغيرا أصول الكتابة أو أصول نطق الكلمات فإنه لا بد أن يأخذه شيئا فشيئا.
He says, similarly, just as the young one, as-saghir, the youth, the small one, translators note, this can be in age and this can be in level. This can be in age and this can be in level. Just as the small one, either in his age or his level, is taught the principles of kitaba, the principles of writing, and the principles of pronouncing the words correctly, it's also a must that the person learns shay'an for shay'an, step by step, point by point, issue by issue.
ثم إذا استمر على ذلك أحكم الكتابة وأحكم النطق.
Then if he's continuous and constant upon this, then he's going to learn the principles. He's going to be grounded in how to write. He's going to be grounded in how to pronounce the words.
حتى تمكن من ذلك.
And he's continuous upon this, and he's practicing this, then he becomes yatamakkan, mutamakkinan, then he becomes firm and grounded upon this.
والعلم كذلك، فالعلم منه صغار ومنه كبار.
And knowledge is just like this. When the person begins, he seeks it just like this, shay'an for shay'an, step by step. For verily knowledge has that which is with it, that which is sigar, that which is small, and that which is major.
باعتبار الفهم، اعتبار العمل، وباعتبار كون العلم من الله جل جلاله وعن رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم، فإنه ليس في العلم شيء سهل.
He says, for verily knowledge, it has with it that which is small and that which is major. He says, meaning here, bi'tibar al-fahm, talking about one's comprehension, one's understanding, talking about working by the knowledge, how to perceive and how to understand the knowledge that comes from Allah and His Messenger. However, there is nothing from knowledge that is easy. There is nothing from knowledge that is easy.
كما قال مالك رحمه الله تعالى إذ قيل له هذا من العلم السهل قال ليس في علم القرآن والسنة شيء سهل وإنما كما قال الله جل وعلا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا.
He says there is nothing with regards to knowledge that is easy. Just as the Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, one time he was asked, there was a discussion that took place and someone mentioned to him that this is easy, this knowledge here is easy. So the Imam, he mentioned that there's nothing regarding knowledge that is easy. And he said, لَيْسَ فِي الْعِلْمِ شَيْءٌ خَفِيفٌ. He says there's nothing regarding knowledge that is something that is khafif, easy. الْعِلْمُ كُلُّهُ ثَقِيلٌ. But rather knowledge, all of it is something weighty, something monumental, something heavy. As Allah Ta'ala, He mentions, as it comes in Surah Al-Muzammil, where Allah Ta'ala says, إِنَّا سَنُلْقِي عَلَيْكَ قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. Surah Al-Muzammil. And he uses this ayat as his proof. Imam Malik uses this ayat as his proof, where Allah Ta'ala says, verily we, meaning Allah, سَنُلْقِي عَلَيْكَ قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. We, meaning Allah, are going to bestow upon you, O Muhammad, قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا, a heavy word, a monumental word, a very profound and heavy word. Surah Al-Muzammil.
فالعلم من أخذه على أنه ثقيل صعب أدرك وأما من أخذ المسائل على أنها سهلة وهذه سهلة وهذه متصورة وهذه مفهومة ويمر عليها مرور السريع فإن هذا يفوته شيء كثير.
So he says, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, so knowledge, whoever learns and he seeks knowledge, but he understands that this knowledge is heavy, is taqeel, is monumental, it is heavy upon him, it could be difficult at times. This one is going to perceive, this one is going to understand. As for the one who takes the knowledge upon his pursuit of knowledge, he looks at it to be something easy, insignificant. Mutasawwirun is easy, is easily comprehended and understood, and he seeks the knowledge like this in a very quick manner. This one, a lot of goodness is going to pass him by.
فإذا لا بد لنا في طلب العلم من تدرج فيه على أصوله وعلى منهجية واضحة ولا بد لنا أن نأخذ العلم على أنه ليس فيه شيء سهل.
He says, so therefore, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, it is a must for the seeker of knowledge, for the student of knowledge to have a tadarruj, that he seeks this knowledge in degrees. He learns tadarrujan, he learns in levels and degrees upon the principles and the foundations of the knowledge, upon the minhajiyah al-wadiha, the clear, laid out methodology of seeking knowledge. And it's a must that we know while we're seeking knowledge, while we're upon the pursuit of knowledge, that laysa fihi shay'un sahl, that there's nothing easy about knowledge. There's nothing insignificant about knowledge. No, we have to understand this point.
بل كله ثقيل من حيث فهمه ومن حيث تثبيته ومن حيث استمراره مع طالب العلم.
He says we have to understand that al-ilmu kulluhu thaqilun. we have to realize and understand that the knowledge, all of it, it is heavy. All of it, it is monumental. All of it. With regards to its comprehension, its understanding, with regards to its being firm, tathbituhu, and established. And the student of knowledge has to be constant and consistent upon this.
فهو ثقيل لا بد له من مواصلة ومتابعة، فالعلم ينسى إذا ترك، وإذا تواصل معه طالب العلم فإنه يبقى.
He says, so we have to realize that knowledge, all of it, it is heavy. And it's a must to be constant and have the mutaba'ah, and you have to review, and you have to go over the knowledge, and you have to make the mutaba'ah, the muraja'ah, you have to review the information. For verily knowledge, if it's left, will be forgotten. فَالْعِلْمُ يُنْسَى إِذَا تُرِكَ. So knowledge will be forgotten if it's abandoned. If you don't make the muraja'ah, the mutaba'ah, you don't review, you don't go over the information, you don't teach and give da'wah and the likes, it's going to be forgotten. But if the student of knowledge, he follows it up and he's constant and consistent and he reviews, then the knowledge is going to yabqa ma'ahu, is going to remain with him.
وهذا يعظم التبعة على طالب العلم في أن لا يتساهل في طلبه للعلم.
So this becomes a tremendous affair that the student of knowledge, he glorifies the mutaba'ah, at-taba'ah. He follows the knowledge up. This is something that is great with regards to him. And verily, he doesn't look at it to be something easy. No, he looks at this to be something yu'azzim. He glorifies it.
فلا يقولن قائل مثلا هذا الكتاب سهل وهذا المتن لما يشرح بأنه سهل واضح أحاديث معروفة.
He says, so the person should not say, for example, هذا الكتاب سهل, that this book is an easy book, or this متن لا ينبغي أن يشرح لأنه سهل. لا. The person shouldn't say about a certain particular book of knowledge, oh, this book is easy. Or this matan, why is someone explaining it? It's an easy book. It's clear. It doesn't need to be explained. The hadith, they are known.
فإن هذا يؤتى من هذه الجهة حيث استسهل الأصول وعقد العلم.
So this one, from this angle, he says the likes of this, where he's istashal al-usul. He's looking at the principles to be low and insignificant. He's looking at it to be low and insignificant.
قد قال طائفة من أهل العلم العلم عقد وملح فمن أحكم العقد سهل عليه العلم ومن فاته حل العقد فاته العلم.
He says, and there was a narration from one of the people of knowledge, من أهل العلم, and he says, العلم عقد وملح. The knowledge, it is made up of those knots, وملح, وملح, and that which is difficult. فمن أحكم العقد سهل عليه العلم. So whoever can become grounded and untie the knots, then the knowledge becomes easy. ومن فاته حل العقد فاته العلم. But whoever untying the knots, he misses out on. He doesn't know how to untie the knots. Then this one, فاته العلم, knowledge is going to pass him by.
وهذا إنما يكون بإحكام أصول العلوم.
And this comes by way of the person becoming grounded and learning and understanding the principles, the foundations of the sciences.
وإذا ضبط طالب العلم المتون المعروفة في الحديث وفي العلوم المختلفة فإنه يكون مهيئا للانتقال إلى درجات أعلى بفهم وتأسيس لما سبق.
So if the person ضبط, he has accuracy and precision, and he learns, understands, the student of knowledge, the particular text regarding hadith or in any of the various sciences. If he learns the foundations of hadith, he learns the principles of hadith or any particular science for that matter, then he becomes muhayyinan. He becomes prepared. Now he's ready to go from the foundations, the sciences, now to go to the higher levels of understanding, because now he's grounded. He becomes muassisan. He learned the principles of the science. Now he's ready to embark upon understanding the higher levels of the science, of this particular science, because he learned the principles before.
فلهذا أحب جميع الإخوة وجميع طلاب العلم ممن يسمعون كلامي هذا، أحضهم على أن يأخذوا العلم بحزم وأن لا يأخذوه على أن هذه المسألة مفهومة وهذه سهلة وهذه واضحة.
He says, so for this reason, I encourage all my brothers and sisters who are listening here, likewise, all of the students of knowledge, the seekers of knowledge, that when you guys and you gals embark upon the pursuit of knowledge, that you embark upon it bihazmin, that you are serious and you have this hazman, you have this determination, and you do not look at the affairs as if they are mas'alatan mafhumatan, that you don't look at them as, oh, they are easy understood issues. وهذه سهلة, and this is easy, and this is clear, and this is this and this. No, but rather you have this hazam, you have this determination upon your pursuit of knowledge.
إنه يكرر الواضح ليزداد وضوحا.
He says, but rather يكرر الواضح ليزداد وضوحا. He said, but rather those things that are clear, they are repeated and repeated to make it more clear. They are clear, but it's repeated and repeated and repeated so that the clarity can be increased.
ويكرر المعلوم ليزداد به علما.
And the knowledge itself is repeated so that now the person's knowledge of it will increase.
وهكذا ونسأل الله جل وعلا أن يجعل هذا الشرح الذي نبتدئه هذه الليلة، أسأله جل وعلا أن يجعله شرحا تاما مكملا، وأن ينفع به الملقي والسامع، وأن يجعلنا فيه من المتبصرين الذين يقولون بعلم لا برأي أو هوى.
So the Imam, he concludes, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, and he says, and I, or rather we, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he makes this explanation that we intend to begin tonight, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, tamman, mukammalan, that he makes it a complete explanation. He makes it a complete explanation, and he makes us and you, the one who is given the explanation, and those who are listening and receiving the knowledge, that it makes us from amongst al-mutabassirin, those who have this knowledge, this insight, this certainty. And then he says, who are the mutabassirun? He said, they are those yaquluna bil ilmi la bi ra'yin wa la hawa. He said, there are those that when they speak with knowledge. When they speak with knowledge, not with their opinions and not with their desires.
ثم إن هذا الكتاب الذي سنعاني شرحه هو الأحاديث المختارة المعروفة بالأربعين النووية، معها العلامة يحيى بن شرف النووي ويقال النواوي أيضا.
So it says, so the book that we're going to embark upon, it is a book in which it has a hadith al-mukhtara selected, chosen, handpicked narrations from the Messenger alayhi salatu salam that has been known to us by Al-Arba'un al-Nawawiyya, the 40 hadith of An-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala. It was gathered and compiled by the great Imam, the Allama, the eminent Shaykh, the eminent scholar Yahya ibn Sharaf al-Nawawi. He said there are two ways you can pronounce this affiliation or this affiliation, this connection of this great Imam Yahya ibn Sharaf to the lands of Nawa. You can say An-Nawawi and you can also say An-Nawawi. There are two ways. You can say An-Nawawi and you can say An-Nawawi.
وهو من علماء الشافعية البارزين وممن شرح كتبا في الحديث وكتبا في الفقه وأيضا في لغة الفقهاء وغير ذلك من العلوم.
He says, so this great Imam, Al-Imam Al-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, he is from the esteemed, noble scholars who follow the Shafi'i madhab rahimahullah ta'ala, and he has explained many books, many compilations. He has explained books in hadith. He has explained books in the field of al-fiqh. Also in the Lughat al-Fuqaha, he has books in which he explains the verbiage and the speech of the scholars of al-fiqh, and he has other books in various fields.
وأصل كتابه الأربعين النووية أن ابن الصلاح رحمه الله تعالى جمع في مجالس من مجالس تدريسه للحديث، جمع الأحاديث الكلية التي يدور عليها علم الشريعة، فجعلها 26 حديثا، فنظر فيها العلامة النووي رحمه الله فزادها 16 حديثا، فصارت الأحاديث التي اختارها النووي 42 حديثا، فسميت بالأربعين النووية تجوزا.
So he says, Hafidhullah ta'ala, our Shaik Saalih, Ali Shaykh, may Allah preserve him. He says, وَأَصْلُ كِتَابِهِ rahimahullah ta'ala, he says the origin of his book, the foundation of the book of Imam al-Nawawi, may Allah have mercy upon him. He says in reality, this book, the origin of it is actually by Ibn Salah, the great Imam of al-Hadith, Ibn Salah, in which Ibn Salah, may Allah have mercy upon him, he gathered in a setting or a sitting of the sittings, he gathered selected ahadith in order to teach. For example, all of these ahadith, these hadith that the legislation of Islam yadurru alayha sharia, that the legislation of Islam revolves around. So Imam Ibn Salah rahimahullah ta'ala, he gathered in this book of his 26 hadithan. So he gathered 26 hadith. Ibn Salah gathered 26 hadith, in which he wanted to show these 26 hadith, the entire legislation of Islam revolves around. So then Al-Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah, he comes and he looks at the book of Ibn Salah, فَزَادَهَا 16 حديثا. So An-Nawawi comes rahimahullah, and from the 26 of Imam Ibn Salah, An-Nawawi added 16 hadith. He added 16 hadith. So the selected hadith that were chosen by Imam An-Nawawi, they ended up being 42 hadith. 42 hadith. So he called his book Al-Arba'in al-Nawawiyya. He called his book Mada, the 40 hadith of Imam al-Nawawi, although it actually has 42 hadith. Although it actually has 42 hadithan. No.
ثم زاد عليها الحافظ الإمام عبد الرحمن بن أحمد بن رجب الحنبلي 8 أحاديث كلية أيضا، وعليها مدار فهم بعض الشريعة، فصارت 50 حديثا، وهي التي شرحها في كتابه المسمى جامع العلوم والحكم في شرح 50 حديثا من جوامع الكلم.
He says, and then, rahimahullah ta'ala, the great Imam Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, the great Imam Abdul Rahman Ibn Ahmad Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, may Allah have mercy upon him. Then he comes and he looks at the book of Imam al-Nawawi. Imam al-Nawawi had how many hadith? 42. So Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, may Allah have mercy upon him, he comes and he adds to his explanation of this book 8 hadith. Also kulliyatan, hadith that show that they are the kulliyah of the legislation of al-Islam. So he comes and he adds 8 hadith to an-Nawawi's 42 hadith. So now it becomes 50 hadith. And this is the book that the great Imam Ibn Rajab, he explains from an-Nawawi, and he called this book Jami'ul Ulum wal Hikam fi Sharhi 50 Hadithan min Jawami' al-Kalam. And his explanation is called a compilation of the sciences and hikam and wisdom or rulings regarding the explanation of 50 hadith from Jawami' al-Kalam, from those concise small words in number, but they hold a vast and monumental meaning.
وأصل هذه الأحاديث في اختيارها على أنها جوامع كلم تدور عليها أمور الدين.
So he says the origin of these ahadith, hafidhullah ta'ala, the origin of these ahadith that have been chosen and selected here, all of them are made up from what is called Jawami' al-Kalam. Those small comprehensive words, they're small in number, but they hold a vast monumental meaning, in which taduru alayha umuruddin, in which the foundations of the religion revolve around.
فمنها ما يتصل بالإخلاص، ومنها ما هو في بيان الإسلام وأركانه والإيمان وأركانه، ومنها ما هو في بيان الحلال والحرام.
He says, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, from amongst these hadith that were selected is that which is connected to al-ikhlas, sincerity. From amongst these hadith that were selected is that which establishes and explains the meaning of al-Islam. From amongst the hadith that were selected are those narrations that show the pillars of Islam and the pillars of Iman and the meaning of Iman. From amongst those hadith that were selected are those hadith that show and clarify that which is halal and that which is haram, that which is allowed and that which is prohibited.
ما هو في بيان الآداب العامة، ومنها ما هو في بيان بعض صفات الله جل وعلا.
From amongst these ahadith are that which that show and clarify the generality of good manners and good conduct. From amongst these ahadith that were selected are those ahadith that show and clarify some of the qualities and descriptions and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
وهكذا في موضوعات الشريعة جميعا، فهذه الأحاديث 40 وما زيد عليها أيضا فيها علم الدين كله.
He says, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, and also various subjects of Sharia, the legislation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says these 40 hadith and those hadith that were added and they exceed past 40 hadith. As he mentions earlier, Imam Ibn Rajab added 8 hadith. He said all of these hadith, they represent the knowledge, all of the knowledge of the religion.
فما من مسألة من مسائل الدين إلا وهي موجودة في هذه الأحاديث.
He says, for example, there's not a mas'ala, there's not an issue of the religion, except that the origin of this issue can be found amongst these ahadith that was mentioned by the great Imam al-Nawawi.
من العقيدة أو من الفقه.
He says you can find them mentioned here, the affairs of aqidah, belief, and the affairs of al-fiqh.
وهذا يتبين لمن طالع الشرح العجاب شرح ابن رجب رحمه الله على الأربعين النووية.
He says, and so much so, this is clean, or this is seen, is understood rather. It becomes clear to the one who he looks at the explanation of Ibn Rajab, of Imam al-Nawawi's 40 hadith, and he studies it, and he's going to be amazed by it, how the Imam came and explained these ahadith.
وعلى الأحاديث التي زادها ثم شرحها.
And also those hadith that he added and then commented on and explained.
فالعناية بها مهمة لأن في فهمها فهم أصول الشريعة بعامة وقواعد الدين، فإن منها الأحاديث التي تدور عليها الأحكام كما سيأتي بيانه إن شاء الله تعالى.
He says, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, so the hadith that Imam al-Nawawi mentioned, the explanation of the great Imam Ibn Rajab Rahimahullah Ta'ala, when the person looks at these hadith and he looks at the commentary and the explanation of Ibn Rajab, he's going to see it, that which is going to amaze him with regards to how Imam al-Nawawi mentions the hadith and Ibn Rajab comment and explain these hadith. Also the extra hadith that Ibn Rajab mentioned, and then he commented also on these hadith. So here it is important to give great consideration to the likes of this book. He says, for indeed it explains the usul of the sharia, the foundation, the principles of the legislation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala generally, and also the principles of the religion. For verily these ahadith that are found in this book, the religion, the legislation of Allah, the rulings of the legislation of Allah revolves around the likes of this. Imam al-Nawawi mentioned hadith to establish that the legislation of Islam, the ahkam of Allah Ta'ala, they can be, or they are revolved around the likes of this hadith, as is going to come in great detail, insha'Allah Ta'ala, insha'Allah Ta'ala. طيب لعلنا نكتفي بهذا لأن وقت الصلاة قد تقرب علينا أو تقرب منا فنكتفي بهذا. So perhaps we'll stop there as the time for the prayer has come upon us, inshallah ta'ala. So we'll suffice ourselves with this portion of the lesson. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله